Hey everyone, so this is something different that I'm going to try. I am going to be doing a treadmill series if you guys like this. So this is just going to be some of my thoughts on what's going on. And first thing we're going to do is turn on the treadmill. And I'm not going to be using the arms because my shoulder hurts really bad. So today's discussion is going to be a little bit of an update and a discussion about pain, which is pretty relevant to me right this very second. So as those of you who follow my Instagram post, I finally got below 260. I weighed in at 259.6, which is not much below 260. So I don't know why 260 has just been this big, huge barrier. I've been plateaued on it for the last 3 weeks. I hit 260, I go back up to about 262, back down. You know, on a day-to-day basis, I've been 260.6 3 times this week, 260 twice, and I finally broke that mark. So I'm hoping that I can maintain that going forward. I don't know what's going on. If you guys want to check my math here, so I am 5'9". I am 259.6 pounds. I am 33 years old, and based on all of the calculators that I've used online, my BMR, base metabolic rate, is 2,300 and about 40 is the average. So you're going to get a couple calculators that are a little bit below that, a couple that are a little bit above that, but we're talking like 5 or 6 difference. It's not a huge, crazy difference. Then my TDEE, this is where the calculators get so crazy different. I use the lazy version, so I don't really get up much and move around during work. I sit in an office all day. Then, yes, I do work out in the gym 3 to 4 times a week, sometimes 5. And I've started walking now, as you can see. And that's it. I don't really do much else. So I can't say that I work out how they mean 3 times a week. But depending on the calculator, it's somewhere between 2,600 and 2,900 calories. And if you type in, exercise 3 times a week, it's over 3,000. I'm eating 2,000 a day. We're trying to. On the weekends I do struggle a little bit, so I have a couple of friends that come out, and they try and taunt me. So this week, Friday night we went to go see a movie, and I was like, okay, I can't go out to eat, so I'm going to do popcorn and a little bit of pop, and I saved calories for that. And they're like, well, we're going out to eat. I said, okay, go out somewhere that I won't eat. Go to Uno's or something that I can restrain myself there. Or go to like Burger King. I don't like Burger King. We're going to Buffalo Wild Wings. No! You can't do Buffalo Wild Wings. I can't sit there and watch you guys eat wings. That's not good for me. And that's where they went. So I had to get some wings. So I ended up getting a little bit over. And of course that was in the evening. But I ended up being down in weight the next day. So that's I've been struggling with the weight. So let me know if you guys think 2,000 calories is reasonable. I am down from 271.4 was the official weigh-in when I started June 25th. And so it's 11 point something. I can't think while I'm walking on the treadmill. And the week prior to that, right before I went to Cedar Point, I weighed in at 277. So I had already lost about 6 pounds in the week before I started, and I'm going from here. Now, my highest weight since I've been tracking my weight was 282 pounds. So I'm still down a little bit over 22 pounds from that. And the highest I've ever weighed was 292. And when I hit 292, I was like, whoa, that's way too close to 300 for comfort. And I never got back up above 282. So the progress. I'm watching my measurements. Unfortunately, I didn't take my measurements right before I started the superhero challenge. I just took them recently, but I noticed my belly. So right around on my thickest part of my stomach, right on my belly button, I hit 46. And then just recently I hit 45.5. Now, that's a lot. Okay, that's way too big. That is way into obese. But I do have a measurement from 1/1 of 2016, which is when I was 282, and I was 49. So that's an improvement, right? And my waist measurement has gone down to 43.5. So my 44-inch pants have been going between a little bit loose and tight over the last 2 years. Now they're all loose. I have had to take my actual belt buckle in one, and that's still comfortable. I can actually now go in two, where I could not go in at all before. But if I go two in, it's a little bit tight and uncomfortable. None of my shorts fit without a belt, which is very unfortunate. Like when we went to the movies, I'm like, oh no, my pants are falling off. I can't do it, guys. My weight belt, I managed to fit into my old weight belt, which was really cool. And that was a belt that I actually ordered at 44 because I thought it was supposed to be my waist measurement. And obviously the belt goes on your belly, not your waist. So I only got to actually fit in the last hole for about 4, maybe 5 months. And then I had to drill a hole. And yeah, so I could fit in that again. That was pretty exciting. And so the big goal for this competition, for me, and again, it's just a self-competition. First step is to get to the point that I look good in clothes, or at least that I look like I lift. Okay, now what that's gonna entail, I don't know what my body weight's gonna end up at, but the belly has to get to at least be flat. I gotta lose some of this extra weight up in the chest region and get some definition in the arms and shoulders. Need to get those to come out a little bit, which obviously is going to be difficult. It's pretty difficult to build muscle and get some hypertrophy when you're on a diet, but I'm going to do it. And then the next step is going to be to get the belly, or the goal, under 40. Okay, so 40 inches around the midsection is basically where the obese is. I want to get below that. And then of course the last step would be to look good without clothes, right? That would be the end goal. But as for December, you know, let's just shoot for looking good in a shirt, right? It'd be so awesome to have, well, a second person say that I look good lifting, or that I look like a lift. So I gotta tell you this story, because I very rarely get any sort of compliments on my appearance or anything that makes me feel good about myself, right? Because, you know, I'm a big guy. I don't look in shape or healthy or anything. But I went into Big Boys with the kids, and the person that was seating us, he said, "Hey, are you a power lifter?" And I was like, "No, but I do something really similar. I do strongman." He's like, "Yeah, you look like you do that. I just started lifting, and I'm doing Atlas stones." We had a little conversation, but I'm just like, "Oh, somebody thought I lift weights. That's so exciting." Oh, made me feel good about myself. So by December, I would like to have a second person think that I lift weights. That'd be awesome. And obviously, the weight does matter. Now, not for the challenge, because the challenge is to look like a superhero. But I would like to at least make middleweight at 231.5 by the end of December. So that's kind of what I'm going on. I'm going to be trying to do monthly updates. Now this thing is just going to be talking. So that was a lot about the diet and the superhero challenge. And now I want to talk about pain. And I probably should have started the video on this because most of you guys aren't going to get to this point. So my brother's had rheumatoid arthritis since he was, I'll say like 15, 16, something like that. And now I feel kind of like a crappy brother because I really didn't know how bad it was. Like, I thought arthritis was just like osteoarthritis, you know, so he had swelling of the joints and it was visible, and I thought it was stiff, and I didn't realize how much it hurt, right? I've had osteoarthritis in my knee for about 10 years now, maybe 11, and my right ankle since 2014. And you know, it doesn't bother me too much. Every once in a while it swells, it feels kind of bad, but it's very manageable pain. I very rarely even take pain pills for it, right? So over the last 2 months where I went to the doctor for rheumatoid arthritis tests, my hands were useless. Like I have not been in that much pain, and I really thought I broke something in my hand or shattered it, but I couldn't figure out how because I wasn't doing anything, I wasn't lifting. And you gotta remember, right after the last competition, when I was still working with the coach, he had me doing log press stuff, everything was going right, and then all of a sudden I woke up and my right shoulder just was killing me, and I couldn't do anything. So I thought I hurt something. I really thought it was my subscap. But as of last week, Tuesday, I got the call back from the rheumatologist. I do have rheumatoid arthritis. And this excruciating pain that I was feeling in my hands and possibly my shoulders is rheumatoid arthritis. So, kind of how to describe this, because I was not really empathetic. Like, I felt sorry for him, but I didn't understand what it was like. I've had a lot of injuries, okay? I've broken bones, broken my left arm, broken my thumb, broken my teeth. I've had a couple different minor surgeries with cyst removals. I had a really painful injury when I was younger. A scooter brake spun around and cut me in my appendage. And I had to get stitches. Now let me tell you, that hurt a lot. And they gave me a shot in my appendage to numb it up, okay? Well, that hurt a lot. I herniated my L5-S1 to the point I was at work. I fell down trying to sit in my chair. I laid in my office for 2 hours till somebody found me. And I was bedridden for a couple of days, and I went to chiropractor many times, okay? Like, it was debilitating pain. None of those things that I've described came close to when I tore this labrum and rotator cuff, okay? That was messed up. And when I got the surgery, it got even worse, okay? And it was... So if you've had any of those other injuries, it was way worse than that. I've torn my calf, right? I've had a partial tear in my right bicep. The shoulder surgery, way past that. Okay, it was painful. Like just somebody stabbing you, you can't move. You know, even though muscle works, you are unwilling and unable to go through that pain. Now, why am I talking about this? Okay, so I just had a flare-up this week. Monday, we were doing deadlifts and some posterior chain. Everything's going well, except for my left knee's hurting. Now, as I mentioned, I've got osteoarthritis in my left knee. My dog's limping. Glenn goes, oh, it must be raining tomorrow. And sure enough, it was. But yesterday, when I woke up, my left shoulder was in excruciating pain. To the point, I thought I tore my labrum in my left. And then I remembered, wait a minute. This feels just like what happened when I took 2 months off in my right shoulder, and then my hands started hurting, and then it went into this left shoulder, and then it came back to the right, then it went back to my hands, and then I hadn't had any pain since then. It might not be a torn labrum, it might be rheumatoid arthritis. And I'm like, oh man, I didn't think it would hurt that bad. I'm thinking about how bad my hands hurt, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I was to tears. I couldn't lift a shovel. You can ask my wife, we had a very rough time because I was an unbearable mean person because I was in so much pain in my hands. Well, today, it still hurts. Now, you notice, it doesn't look like my arm hurts so bad because I can do this, but notice my arm's not really leaving my side, and that's why I'm not pumping these handles here, because it hurts really bad. It is just like I had shoulder surgery again. So, I guess this is what I have to look forward to, because it hasn't been too bad in the last couple of weeks, right? And I just got the confirmation from the rheumatologist last Tuesday. Unfortunately, I can't go in to see the rheumatologist about treatment options or anything until next September, because rheumatologists apparently are booked up 3 or 4 months at a time, which is just crazy. And I had already scheduled this appointment back in July, and they can't get me in any earlier. So I had to cancel arms yesterday. We were going to do pressing and rowing. And I called Glenn today. I said, I still can't do anything. If you want to come out, you can lift, but I can't do anything. So here I am on the treadmill, right? And it's rough. I really don't know how my sanity is going to hold up if this is going to be the type of pain that I'm in on a frequent basis. If it's going to be once every couple of months, okay, I can miss a couple of workouts and just be in excruciating pain. That's all right. But reading on rheumatologist websites talking about RA and people's experiences, they're talking about pain so bad they're thinking about chopping off parts of their body to make the pain go away. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of how my shoulder feels, but I'm not thinking about chopping it off. I'm just like, man, maybe I need surgery. Surgery doesn't fix rheumatoid arthritis. And I'm not looking for pity or anything. I'm just trying to explain to you guys, because I didn't understand. And I feel bad. Like I sent a message to my brother and to my mom. I'm like, I feel so bad now because I didn't realize the level of pain that my brother was in. Like, I did not understand. And I kind of feel bad. Like, looking back, I was like, oh, come on, you can do it. Just push through the pain. This is not a type of pain you can push through. Today it was so bad, I could not lift my arm up to get my shirt on. My wife had to lift my arm up. And I was like grimacing, going, slower, 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 slower. And put my shirt on, okay? It was, and that's only one joint. Like, my brother, when it attacked him, it was in his knees and his hips. And he was a runner and a wrestler, and it just wrecked him. And I didn't understand. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about, my eyes are kind of opening now. I'm a little bit scared, because that's not something that sounds very fun to me. But getting back on the diet discussion, it's going to be kind of rough to keep lifting and get my arms good if the rheumatoid arthritis keeps debilitating my arms. But I can keep eating clean. Now, those of you who have seen my videos on cheesecake and stuff may be wondering to yourself, how in the world do you consider that dieting if you're making all these cheesecakes? Well, first thing I have to tell you, if you're questioning why anybody wants cheesecake, you really need to evaluate what it is you're eating, because cheesecake is awesome. Okay, now for me, I've been trying to get my protein up. Okay, so I really struggle to get my protein high without abusing protein shakes, and especially when I'm calorie restricted, because I like eating things that aren't necessarily protein rich. Like, I like my sweets, I like all that kind of stuff, but I also like carb foods sometimes. So as an example, for lunch I get a burrito bowl. It's white rice, black beans, steak, and cheese. It's not too bad. Like, it's pretty balanced. It's got a nice amount of protein in there. It's got some healthy fats, or supposedly healthy. And white rice is a good carb, right? Black beans, carb and protein, and some fat. But I like chips. I made a mistake, and one time they offered me chips because it's free. And I took it, and oh my goodness, it's so delicious. Those chips are good. But the chips are like 540 calories for a bowl. And of course, they never give you the same size bowl. Like, if the person that's there likes you, you get twice as much, right? If the person there doesn't know you, they skip out. So some days it might be like 300, and some days it's probably like 1,000. And I would just eat it. And then I like pop. And when I was dieting in the past, I'm counting calories, my protein would end up suffering because I didn't want to give up the pop. And here and there, I wanted to have those chips. So my protein went right down. Well, now, superhero challenge. We need to have some muscles, right? That means protein's got to stay high so that I'm not wasting too much muscle and I'm not losing too much. So I've been trying to hit 40-40-20, as close as I can get to it, which means my protein's been about 180 grams of protein. I am using protein shakes in the morning. Lunch, the chips had to go. And I was still doing pop. My dinner's always the same: chicken, green beans, carrots, and spinach. And spinach is gross. But I keep finding myself having these cravings for sweets and things, right? And pop really doesn't have that much nutritional value. So in the past couple of times that I've tried dieting, what would happen is on the weekend, if there was even a hint that we were going to go for ice cream or anything, I went and I picked out. And I'm not really good at tracking my calories on the weekend because we go places, and I hate using my MyFitnessPal. Number one, it's not accurate. Number two, it's so hard to find things. So I really am not good at tracking. But with the cheesecake, I make it. So I take all the ingredients, I add them all up. That's what the whole cheesecake is. And then I divide it into 16 pieces. For the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, it ended up being 32 pieces because it had a lot of extra calories. And I have one of those at night. And what I do is if I want to have one of those at night, I can't have the pop during the day. And this lets me negotiate with myself. Do I want that pop, which is not very nutritious? It's got no protein. It's not a good carb source. It's got no nutritional value. It's not going to help me on the goals. Or do I want to just drink water for lunch and come home, eat my dinner, and then have that piece of cheesecake, which is going to be delicious, and it's going to have some fats, it's going to have some protein, not very much, it's got a little bit, and it's going to at least provide some nutritional value that is better than pop, right? And since I've been doing that, I haven't had cravings. So we've been watching baking shows, and I have no idea why I love these baking shows. On Netflix, there's Nailed It, which is amateur baking, and then there's a thing called Sugar Rush. We just watched all of the seasons of all of it. I'm not getting any sugar cravings because that one piece of cheesecake, that keeps me honest. On the weekend, I've been doing one meal. I've been trying to do intermittent fasting through the day. So Saturday, we don't eat. I go and I train. We do the strongman training on Saturday. And then I go and have one meal. And typically we go out, but because I'm only having one meal, I can go a little bit more, and I don't get pop. And I don't need to get ice cream. I don't need to get a sundae because I've got cheesecake at home. So that's why the cheesecake thing is happening. And I'm just trying different recipes because I think I've got a pretty good regular cheesecake. And I don't put any toppings on it. If somebody wants toppings, they can get cherries, blueberry, whatever, strawberries, and throw it on. The base cheesecake's pretty good. So that's kind of what I've been doing. And it's interesting, the days that I really want to pop, then I type it in MyFitnessPal and nope, you can't have a cheesecake. And then I'm mad. I want that cheesecake, but I can't have it now. So that gives me the power. Next day, I don't get the pop. So that's kind of my system. Is if you're fat like me and you've got all those sugar cravings, and you just really are all about that processed, nasty food, the chips, the cookies, the ice cream, and you love the pop, you have to have something to keep yourself sane. I can't do what I've tried multiple times and just quit cold turkey, drop everything out, become a miserable person, and then I go down like 20 pounds, and then I immediately gain it all back because I'm like, okay, I can't stand it anymore, and then I have one bite of ice cream, which turns into a whole ice cream, and then the next day it's more ice cream, and then more, and it goes from there. So this time is going to be different. Why is it going to be different? Well, because Craig at Grey Wolf Fitness, he came up with a cool challenge that I can get behind. And now, when I'm sitting there thinking to myself, well, today, I've been good. I'm going to have a brownie. I'm going to go buy some Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I think, no, how are you going to look like a superhero? How are you going to go into a place and somebody's going to know, hey, that guy lifts? If you're sitting there cheating, you can't. So it's a very different feeling. Like, I'm not sitting there looking at a scale. If I was just back on the scale thing, I would have given up already because of this plateau at 260. I don't know why I'm plateauing at 260. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. But I can keep going because the goal isn't the scale. The goal is not to get to a certain weight. The goal is not to lift a certain weight. The goal is not to compete. The goal is simply look better. So I gotta look in the mirror and say, do I look better today than I did yesterday? Well, my shirt's fitting a little bit looser. You can see this. You know, I still don't look good in there, right? But it's loose now. That's a different thing. It's still a little bit tighter on the arms. That's a good thing, right? Ooh, okay, I moved that a little bit too much. But it's a good thing that I'm still maintaining a little bit here in tightness, but it's looser here. I had a really cool thing. I looked at my leg, and I noticed, it's still not cut or anything. I'm way too fat for that. But I noticed I could see where the quad separated between the teardrop and the center quad. I should know the names, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. And that was a super exciting moment for me because I've never seen that before. And I was like, whoa, I do have 4 muscles in there, right? I can see it. So that was exciting, and that was something that I really was excited about. And at this point, most people are probably not watching the video. So if you're watching the video to this point, first I want to say thank you for listening to my rambling. Second, I want to say thank you for supporting me. And now, this is the important thing, number 3. I want to know, is this interesting? Because I'm thinking I might do a video, just my thoughts and talking, and it's not going to be necessarily fitness related, on the treadmill, because it gives me something to do other than watching a show. And you know, just kind of a platform. It gives me something to talk about. Or let me know, hey, the treadmill is too loud, it's too distracting. Or hey, Christian, you should pick up the speed on there. I'm trying to burn the calories. This is that low intensity, emphasis on low, steady state cardio. And right now, according to this thing here, I'm at 27 minutes and 1.21 miles, 154 calories. So that's nothing great, but it's something, right? And it allows me to keep moving. I'm hoping that getting some blood pumped through here, even though I'm not moving the arm, is going to ease up on here, because this shoulder pain is something else. And I gotta go to work tomorrow, which is gonna be really fun. Today I kept trying to reach up and grab my keyboard and type with my left, and it was like, oh no! So I like had to move my body forward to be able to move my arm to where I wanted it to go. I'm sure if anybody saw me at work today, they were laughing at me. But that's kind of how it goes, right? And let me see, is there anything else I want to talk about in this diet? Well, I guess not really. It's going to be a struggle. But as long as the improvements keep coming, I'm hoping by the end of September to have some sort of noticeable improvement. I'm hoping that I will have dropped at least, I'm not going to say 1. Well, let's go for 2 belt sizes, right? That'd be really nice to drop 2 belt sizes. And for that belly to get down below 45. That'd be great. Honestly, below 44 in a month and 5 days would be great. We have the family Halloween coming up, so I did say that there was a superhero that I wanted to look like, and I was originally going to do it for Halloween, but we changed what our family theme is going to be. For those of you who don't know, we have the family Halloween that we go every year. I've got a video somewhere on here. You can go to the favorites list, and I think it's under fun videos. It's kind of outdated now, but there's a video with our Halloween stuff. We changed what we're going to do, so I can't announce it because it's always a surprise for my family. Not my kids and my wife. Obviously, we know what we're doing. But we have a whole family Halloween where we go to a campground with my grandma and grandpa, Durban, and the whole family comes. We all dress up. We go trick or treating and stuff. And it's just a big surprise. So we are going to be trying to pull off a certain look, but it's not going to be the one that I wanted. And I don't think I have enough time to really do it justice and pull it off, but I'm going to do my best because I really want to be able to pull it off a little bit better. You will see if you watch that video 3 years ago, I think. It was before I started the diet, so it must have been 2015. So it was close to the heaviest I've been other than the 292. So that was on my road up to 282 before I came back down. I did Mr. Incredible and I wore spandex, like a legit Mr. Incredible uniform. We had to have it made custom from China. They like actually sewed it and everything based on my measurements. And if I really sucked in the gut and flexed, I could kind of pull off the look. But on the most part, I just look terrible. So I don't want to go in and have something like that where I look like a fat guy trying to pull it off. I know some people do it, and that's cool if you're comfortable doing that. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be somebody that you look at and be like, oh yeah, he's pulling that look off, right? And let me know if there's anything else you guys want to say or recommend. I'm trying to make a few more videos of different things on the YouTube. I got the cheesecake. Oh, for the cheesecake, would you like me to actually do the cooking part too, in addition to the reviews, so you guys can cook along with me, or that would make the video too long? Because right now the reviews are about 3-4 minutes, which is the only short video that I ever do on my channel. So I kind of like to keep it short, but if you'd like to see the cooking process, I can kind of maybe throw up a recipe and just